Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. All right, let's begin. Shri Shri Shikshakashtak Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagninirvapanam Sheyah Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jeevanam Anandambudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं निदृशं यः जानीनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहितुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थित धूलिसदृशं विचिन्तये नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदरुद्धया गिरा पुल्कैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनाष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्मतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. So we will be starting chapter 2 today. As I told you, these first few chapters are very technical. After that, it's only going to be beautiful stories. So we learnt about the spiritual masters, about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about Nityanand Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, and he spoke 14 shlokas in which he has described their avatars. And now he's going to talk on those. So the next chapter is, this is chapter 2. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here in this chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has brought proofs from other Puranas to try to establish that Sri Krishna will be coming in Kali Yuga as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was already prophesied in various Puranas. So when we are reading this chapter, we will read all those proofs also, because it is very important. In Kali Yuga, there are many people who come, they become popular as saints, and they claim their incarnations. And people worship them blindly as incarnation, Bhagwan. No. A saint is a saint, and Bhagwan is Bhagwan. And if somebody is put into Bhagwan category, then there has to be proofs how you're putting them. So with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, when he wrote this, he has gotten all those proofs from various Upanishads, from various Puranas, and he is trying to give it to us in this second chapter. This is a long chapter with lot many things, so and lot many shlokas, and there, wherever there are technical points, I will stop there and I'll try to explain to you so that you get the feel of it. Okay. So this chapter explains that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Therefore, the Brahman effulgence is the bodily luster of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Brahman effulgence means Brahma Jyoti. And the localized super soul situated in the heart of every living entity is his partial representation, the Paramatma Sarup. The Purush avatars are also explained in this connection but as confirmed in the authoritative scriptures, Lord Krishna is the fountainhead of all the Vishnus, even Mahavishnus, including his plenary expansion as Narayana. The Lord's manifestation of Prabhav and Vaibhav expansions, as well, partial incarnations and incarnations with the delegated powers are also explained. Lord Krishna's ages of boyhood and youth are discussed, and it is explained that his age at the beginning of the youth is his eternal form. So when we are reading all this, so he has taken shlokas from Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran mainly. Lord Krishna is ageless. And all our devtas, you will hear. When we talk Lalita Tripur Sundari, we say Shodashi. Same way with Radha and same way with Krishna. They are always ageless and they are always in their 16 years old. Okay. Their youth is always there. And that is their eternal form, youthful, always youthful. The spiritual sky contains innumerable spiritual planets, the Vaikunthas, which are manifestation of Supreme Lord's internal energy. Innumerable material universes are similarly exhibited by his external energy, and the living entities are manifested by his marginal energy. Because Lord Krishna Chaitanya is not different from Lord Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. There is no cause beyond him. He is eternal. His form is eternal. His form is spiritual. Lord Chaitanya is directly the Supreme Lord Krishna. And as the evidence of the authoritative scriptures proves, this chapter stresses that a devotee who wishes to advance in Krishna consciousness must have this knowledge of Krishna's personal form, his three principal energies, his pastimes, and relationship of the living entities with him. So we must know all this. So all this is greatly discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam in the beginning. It is also partially discussed in Bhagavad Gita. Those who are reading the Bhagavad Gita, those who are listening the Bhagavad Gita, I have explained these things in chapter 2 also, very beginning. Who is Krishna? What are his three forms? And what is our eternal relationship with him? These basics have to be clear. So when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is usually recommended that you must have the knowledge of Gita, you must have the knowledge of Bhagavatam, then it becomes easy. Now, those who have read both the books, when they see, they know, okay, this shloka is from there. Oh, this is this in context with this. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is still a very easy book, much easier than Srimad Bhagavatam and Gita. Text 1. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Balopi Yad Anugrahat Tareena Nana Matagraha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. Krishnotkirtana Gana Nartana Kala Pato Jani Brajita Sadbhaktavali Hamsa Chakra Madhupa Sheni Viharaspadam Karananandi Kaladhunir Vatu me Jiva Maru Prangane Sri Chaitanya Dayanidhe Tava Lasat-lila Sudha Swaradhuni. He's praying, I offer my obeisances at to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant person can swim across the ocean of conclusive truth. Ocean of conclusive truth. Nana mat graha vyaptam siddhanta sagaram. There are so many views, so many scriptures, so many arguments, so many evidences. So this All this is like an ocean. So many Shrutis, so many Smritis, all have their own views. So how does one come to a conclusion, the conclusive truth? So this Vedas, this Puranas, this Smritis, all are like an ocean. So it is quite but easy to get lost. The ocean has salty water. If you drink that water, you'll fall sick. But when the ocean evaporates, it goes to the cloud and then it falls back again. The water falls back again. And then the rainwater, which falls back, it has come from the ocean only. But when it falls, it is not salty. It is sweet. And those clouds are like the saints. The clouds are like the saints who swim in this ocean, who take the essence of the ocean and give us only what is required to us. So as I said, now he's saying, oh, all these shastras, all these scriptures are an ocean. It is very difficult to swim. But by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a child can swim this ocean of knowledge. And we are blessed. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is that saint who is taking out that essence from this ocean of knowledge and giving us only sweet water to drink, to pacify our thirst. He is showering upon us this beautiful nectarian Chaitanya Charitamrita, the essence of all scriptures. He says, by the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even an inexperienced boy with no educational culture can be saved from the ocean of nations, which is full of various types of philosophical doctrines that are dangerous like aquatic animals. The philosophy of the Buddha, the argumentative principles of the Gyanis, the yoga system of Patanjali and Gautama, systems of philosophers like Kanad, Kapila, Dattatreya, all are confusing. But by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can have real understanding and get the essence of all the knowledge and can avoid all the sectarian views and can surrender at the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. So let us worship Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as for his gracious mercy to the conditioned souls. O Lord Chaitanya, O merciful Lord Chaitanya, may the nectarian Ganges waters of your transcendental activities flow on the surface of my desert-like tongue. Beautifying these waters are the lotus flowers of singing, dancing, and loud chanting of Krishna's name, which are the pleasure abode for unalloyed devotees. These devotees are compared to the swans, bees, and ducks. The rivers flowing produces a melodious sound that gladdens their ears. Our tongue is compared to a desert here. And our tongue is always engaged in vibrating. And what does it vibrate? It vibrates sounds that do not help us anyway. We are all looking for the transcendental peace, but our tongue is vibrating sounds that is not going to give us a transcendental peace. So here, that is why the desert, it is compared to a desert, because a desert needs a constant supply of refreshing water to make it fertile and fruitful. Therefore, water is a substance most needed in the desert. The transient pleasure derived from mundane topics of art, culture, politics, sociology, dry philosophy, poetry, and so on is compared to a mere drop of water. Although such topics have a qualitative feature of transcendental pleasure, they are saturated with the modes of material nature. Therefore, neither collectively nor individually can they satisfy the vast requirement of the desert-like tongue. Despite crying in various conferences, therefore, the desert-like tongue continues to be parched. For this reason, people from all parts of the world must call for the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are compared to swans swimming around the beautiful lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or bees humming around his lotus feet in transcendental pleasure, searching for honey. The dryness of material happiness cannot be moistened by the so-called philosophy of philosophers who are crying for Brahman, liberation, and similar other dry speculative topics. The urge of the soul proper is different. The soul can be solaced only by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and his many bona fide devotees who never leave the lotus feet of the Lord to become imitation Mahaprabhus, but all cling to his lotus feet like bees that never leave a honey-soaked lotus flower. So Lord Chaitanya's movement, Sankirtan movement, is full of joy of singing and dancing Krishna's name. It is compared to the pure water of Ganges, which are full of lotus flowers. The enjoyers of these lotus flowers are the pure devotees who are like bees and swans. They chant like the flowing of the Ganges and the river of celestial kingdom. The author desires such sweetly flowing waves to cover his tongue. So let the tongue be covered by the name of Krishna. And that name of Krishna is like Ganges, which is satisfying the desert-like tongue. He humbly compares himself to the materialistic persons who always engage in talk, in dry talk, from which they derive no satisfaction. If they were to use their tongue to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, as exemplified by Lord Chaitanya, they would taste sweet nectar and enjoy life too. Jaya Jaya Śri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. तृतीय श्लोकेर अर्थ करे विवरण वस्तु निर्देश रूप मंगलाचरण. So all glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Sri Nityananda, and all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to the devotees of Lord Gauranga. Let me describe the meaning of the third verse of the first 14, which we learned in the first chapter. It is an auspicious vibration that describes the absolute truth. What the Upanishads describe as impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord is known as Super Soul, is the localized plenary portion of Shri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, with all the six opulences. He is absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, Bhagavan says, O Arjun, matta partaram nasti nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Whatever you see, wherever you see, whatever you know, whatever is unknown, seen, unseen, known, unknown. Oh, Arjun, let me tell you, there is no other higher truth. There is nothing superior to me. I am in everything, visible and beyond. Nothing superior to me. So here in this shloka, it is explained that those who talk about Brahman is a Brahma Jyoti. They say, oh, ultimate realization is light and sound. If you reach to that stage, that is Nirvana stage. And that stage is full of bliss. And you may not want to come back to the world again. Of course, yes. But that, when you go further, from where is this light coming? From where is this sound coming? When you inquire further, some people will stop their journey there itself. In the process of self-realization, some want to stop their journey there itself, because to reach there is an effort by itself. To keep cleansing your consciousness, to be aware of it all the time, to do that sadhana. And when the consciousness is clean, the first realization, very first realization is peace. All forms vanish. Only a bright light. Very soothing. As if like millions of moons. The soothness, the calmness is like millions of moons. And the light is like millions of suns. As if the suns and the moons have arisen at the same time. I'm talking about Brahmananda realization, Brahma realization. So you reach at that stage, who will want to come back to consciousness, to this bodily consciousness again? It's the most, when you come back to the bodily consciousness, it's the most heaviest. You actually feel, oh, now you're in a cage. Till you experience it. Oh, this heavy body, this is not me. That is me. Spread everywhere. That is Brahma realization. All the worldly chatter putter, whatever you do, chit chat. Everything seems like a noise. In that stage of Brahma realization, you do hear a noise. You do hear a sound that is called nad. That nad is in various forms. When we say Krishna's vanshi, Krishna's flute, yes, you will hear it. That nad is like the roaring clouds. When we compare Krishna to Megha, to cloud, to the roaring clouds, water-laden clouds. The reason is this. We are trying to give word words. We're trying to get worldly things to explain the inexplicable, just the ones whom we cannot even describe. So yes, you will hear sounds, and those sounds are called nad, various sounds. You hear drums, you hear conch, you hear the humming of the birds, the bees, you hear. And that is so soothing, that the moment you come back to this worldly consciousness, you're like, why is this noise all around me? And then when you are sitting with people and people are talking, people are relishing all these talks, if somebody loves music, okay, you sit with them, the way they'll talk about music, they're relishing the talks. Or somebody is very knowledgeable, they don't want to sit with these musicians, they want to talk about, higher concepts, spiritual concepts, big things, and they're relishing the talk. You are also once a part of them, relishing when we were in that bodily consciousness. But after this experience, what we call as Brahma realization, when you come back to the body and everybody's talking and you're like, I wish I can explain you. I wish. So this stage which I'm talking of Brahma realization is very blissful. Very beautiful. The sounds are nectarian, attracting your mind. Such a beautiful sound. That stage people called as nirvana. But that is just the first stage. The next question should come, from where is this light coming from? Where is this sound coming? And when you ask that question, then you further, get into it. Some people in their lifetime, they do only the journey till the Brahma Nirvana stage, and that is the concept that they give to people. Some only give that much. And their followers propagated that much. Followers also, not everybody become a Siddha, not everybody become realized. So they are only propagating what is written in their books, or what they could understand while their guru was alive. So they're only propagating that. But our Vedas is not just one guru. Our Vedas is a compilation of knowledge given by different gurus and for time eternal. And this is not these are experiences given properly. So one has to go beyond and question, inquire, from where is the sound coming? Where is this? If I heard the sound of the bees, from where is it coming? Some people will give you, oh, it was coming from inside. How did it enter into me? Was it always there? If it was always there, why didn't I hear earlier? Also, they will give you the reason. Oh, because your mind was filled with other thoughts and talks. Your mind was always talking about worldly talks. That's why you were not able to listen. When the mind became that peaceful, then you are able to listen. And when you became like a swan, swan means your mind is very peaceful and you are that pure conscious. Now, when you realize you were always a pure consciousness beyond the body, always. We compared here with the swan-like devotees. Swan-like devotees who has come to the realization that he was always a pure consciousness. I was never impure. That consciousness never broke. It was only covered up. Eternal, time eternal. Same. It was only covered up. What I did was sadhana and tapasya. The covering was removed. That's about it. I was the same. Before, now, hence after. So, the swan-like devotee is whose mind is that pure. And a swan-like devotee is, you see, the swan is always in, two swans together, male, female. If one dies, Still the swan will not go and go with any other thing. So swan-like devotee is such a devotee whose mind is now at that stage, very pure, white, peaceful, swimming in Manasarovar, no ripples, and only loyal to Bhagavan, to his Paramatma, to his super soul. That is a swan-like devotee. We call them Hansa. We call them Paramahansa. They do not swim in the worldly waters. They swim in the waters of Brahma realization. So that devotee who has reached to this stage, whose consciousness is this pure, and who is hearing this sound, who is seeing this, again will question, from where is the sound coming? And then when you dive deep into this ocean of scriptures, you find Guru, and they open Bhagavad Puran to you. And when you read Srimad Bhagavatam, and you reach to Kapilopakyan, third canto, you realize, oh, there is mukti beyond this also. Now I know from where that Brahma Jyoti was coming. Now I know from where the sounds were coming. The Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of Sri Lord Krishna's planet. And the sound that is coming is coming from those planets. Why am I hearing now? Because now my connection to that planet is done. My Bluetooth pairing. The receiver and the transmitter have to be paired properly. Till now, my Bluetooth pairing was with the world. So I was not able to hear. I was not able to experience nothing. Even if I was chanting, my mind was still restless, because the mind is always asking one thing: when will God come? The first thing is, when will my desire get fulfilled? Second is, people are always worried. Oh, maybe this life will go like this only. Maybe I'll not be able to see God. Some people just leave their practice halfway through because they are so dejected. But the main thing is, don't get dejected. Don't ask even. Sit there. Every day you have to sit, meditate. You have to fine tune your mind. And mind has a property to get fine tuned if you train it. Practicing that peace. Not even when we sit for meditation, not even asking whether Bhagavan will come or not. No. Karmanyeva madhikaraste mavaleshu kadachana. Bhagavan said, you have to just meditate. When we sit to meditate, he says, sit with that attitude, whatever you did the whole day. Just surrender into me. Just chill. Chill. And now you sit and meditate. Every day you practice like this. Banat ban jaye. When that day will arrive that you will go through this experience, it is not in your hand, it will come. The moment your mind is peaceful. I always tell all my students, I'm telling only one thing: try to make this mind peaceful. Try to make this mind peaceful. Don't come and tell me, oh, मुझे भगवान के दर्शन करने हैं. I want to see God. दर्शन क्या करने हैं? दर्शन क्या करने हैं? दर्शन is, he's always inside. Your work is to make the mind peaceful. Make the mind peaceful. Make the mind peaceful. Arjun says it's very difficult. Krishna still, in chapter 6, he'll still encourage. अभ्यासी हो गए ना युक्ते ना वैराग्येण धारयेत. Don't worry. Detach yourself from all the problems, all the thoughts of the world. Vairagya means does not running away from the home, okay? Detach from the worldly thoughts. Rag means attachment. Vairagya means detachment. And attach your mind to me. Chill. And where am I? He says, Ishvara Sarvabhutana Vriddeshya Pitistati. Ishwar is in the heart of all the beings. So where are you going to see him? First in the heart. Dishtva Atmani Ishwar, you will see him in the heart. So first realization, the Brahma Jyoti realization is light, sound. Now you're hearing the second concept. Oh, he's also in the heart. He's localized. And that is where you will see him. That localized aspect of Bhagwan is called Paramatma or the Super Soul. So the one whom you see, Dishtva Atmani Ishwar, it is written in our Bhagavad everywhere. The realization goes like this only. First the light, then the sound, then you see him concentrated in a form that you like. He will concentrate. He will condense. That word, Sachidanand Ghan, in Hindi we say, in Sanskrit. Sachidanand Ghan means that Sachidanand Brahma which is spread everywhere. You are seeing as light, you are experiencing as bliss, you are hearing as sound, nad. Now that is condensing in the form that you like. And it condenses inside your heart. When does that happen? When all the knots of doubts are broken. All the knots of attachment are broken. You have to reach that stage. It may happen in one lifetime. It may happen in many lifetimes. So what? Leave away that tension also, whether I will succeed in this life or not. Leave away that tension. Chill. The goal has to be met. I have taken billions of births. So what if I'll take 2 or 3 more births? So what? I will work hard. I will stop this cycle. I forgot the pains of past lives. So what am I afraid of? Oh, will I take a birth again? So what? I forget the pains of this, of another birth also. But the most painful thing is the realization that I will have to come back. Oh, I will work for it. I will work for it. And reach the final goal. And reach the final goal. So when a devotee is working like that, and when that form, first he was formless, as I told you, light and sound, you will enjoy that. But then the devotee goes further. No, I want to experience more. I want to experience more. Who am I? From where I came? I got this form from where? How did I condense into this form? How did I condense into this form? How was this form condensed? From where? I was just, when I was born, I was just the ova of the mother and the sperm of the father. I was just that, right? When they mixed. And I was a consciousness that entered into this combination. I was that. I was that consciousness. Pure consciousness is soul. I condensed into this form, and now I become this 5 feet plus whatever the height body is. So how did, if me from that stage, from a ova and a sperm mixing along with the consciousness, from that stage to this stage I have come. I can see myself, I can feel myself, I see my reflection in the mirror. I have a form. So the one who gave me the form will also be having a form. Where is he? When the devotee is questioning like this, then that form appears. Dishtva Atmani Ishwari. It came to Brahmaji. And that is the only system. That is the only system. And you see God and you feel Him in that personal form. Then the devotees go more crazier. You've come till here. Can I see you now? Bhagavan then comes in physical forms also. We have so many stories. He has done this. But to reach to that stage, the consciousness, Chitta Shuddhi, the consciousness has to become so, so, so pure. No desire. To that level, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I again and again repeat, Ashti Shiva Padaram Padatam Pinashtu Mama Darshanan Marmatam Karotuva. Whether you come and embrace me, or whether you just leave me without even looking at me. No problem, God. No problem, Krishna. You are free. But let me also tell you one thing. Mat prananathastu. Evanapara. Only you and only you are the master of my soul. Nobody else can take that place. It's okay. I will see you in my soul every day. Sachidanand, Paramatma Swarup. I'm happy with that. When that stage comes. And again, Bhagwan comes. There are so many stories. Bhaktimal you read. It's so inspiring. That love. Where you're not even asking for his presence. You're only wanting to give your love to him. That's about it. No response, no problem. I just want to throw my love to you. I just want to give my love to you. That's all, God. All I have is my soul, which you gave. I'm just rendering my soul to you. I know nothing else. That is love. So then, Bhagavan comes as Bhagavan. So there are three aspects. Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Then Bhagavan comes and does Leelas as he did in Krishna Avatar. He comes in this yuga also. He came to Surdas. He came to Madhavendra Puri. He came to Bilomangal Thakur. He came. He comes even now. The thing is, the devotee can see and feel. And if you want to feel that, you have to sit near the devotee. Till you become like the devotee. So Bhakta, being the Bhakta is very important. So here, what the Upanishads call as Brahman, I hope you understood. Brahman is the effulgence that is coming from Krishna's planet. Paramatma is a localized aspect where he is in everybody's heart as the super soul. And Bhagavan is Bhagavan who incarnated. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Brahmatma Bhagavana Anuvadatena Anga Prabham Sasarupatina Videyachina. Impersonal Brahman, the localized Paramatma, the personality of Godhead are three subjects. And the glowing effulgence, the partial manifestation, and the original form are their three respective predicates. Krishna, he is Swayam Bhagavan. Means he is the personality of Godhead's original form. He is the summum bonum of all pervading Vishnu. He is all perfect knowledge and all perfect bliss. He is the supreme transcendence. He whom Srimad Bhagavatam describes as the son of Nanda Maharaj has descended to the earth as Shachiputra, son of Shachi, Lord Chaitanya. In terms of his various manifestations, he is known in the three features, the Brahman, the Paramatma, and the personality of Godhead. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yena jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti shabdaye. This verse appears in the first canto of second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth say that the non-dual knowledge is called as impersonal Brahman, the localized Paramatma, and the personality of Godhead. This Sanskrit verse appears as the 11th verse of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sutta Goswami answers the questions of the sages headed by Shaunaka Rishi concerning the essence of all scriptures. Tattvavida refers to the persons who have knowledge of the absolute truth. They can certainly understand knowledge without duality because they are on spiritual platform. The absolute truth is known as Brahman, sometimes as Paramatma, and sometimes as Bhagwan. Persons who are in knowledge of the truth know that one who tries to approach the absolute simply by mental speculation will ultimately realize the impersonal Brahman. And one who tries to approach the absolute truth through yoga practice will be able to realize Paramatma. But one who has complete knowledge and spiritual understanding realizes the spiritual form of Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead. Devotees of the personality of Godhead know that Sri Krishna, the son of King of Vraja, is the absolute truth. They do not discriminate between Sri Krishna's name, form, quality, and pastimes. One who wants to separate the Lord's name, form, and qualities from the Lord himself must be understood to be lacking in absolute knowledge. A devotee knows that when he is chanting Sri Krishna's name, Sri Krishna is present in the transcendental sound. He therefore chants with full respect and veneration. When he chants, when he sees the form of Sri Krishna, he does not see anything different from the Lord. When Dhruvji got darshan of Bhagwan, small child, 5-year-old, he was so engrossed in that mantra given by Narad Muni. He was so engrossed in the dhyana that he's seeing Bhagwan in this 400 feature in the heart. And Bhagwan was sitting in Vaikuntha and he's like, I am going now to see Dhruv. Naraji says, why do you have to go? I'll go, I'll talk to him, I'll explain him. You don't have to go, Bhagwan. Bhagwan says, no. For a devotee like Dhruv, I have to go. I am going. And Bhagwan comes in front of him. And this little 5-year-old kid is so engrossed, he is not even opening his eyes. And then Bhagwan had to, because then Bhagwan had to take away that Leela, then Bhagwan had to remove that image in which he was lost completely. And then he opened his eyes, Dhruv. And then he's seeing outside Bhagwan the same form which he was seeing in the heart. And for some time he was in that stage where he's not realizing whether he's still in seeing the one in the heart or whether it is something outside. What is happening? The truth. He's seeing it, but he's not able to understand. He's a 5-year-old kid going through this stage of realization. First he's seeing inside, so deeply engrossed. Then he's seeing outside. And now the same image is inside and outside. And his eyes are opened and he's like... And then Bhagwan brings him back to consciousness. Whatever you saw inside, it's me outside. And then Dhruji, says his prayer. We'll listen to the stories in the Hindi Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading in 4th canto. It will come in 4th canto. Beautiful katha. So this is what happens when we are sincerely chanting our name, Bhagwan's name. Chant in such a manner that you're lost in it. Hours and hours. Don't get happy by just one day or 2 days you get lost and then you imagine something and then you come and, oh, I had an experience. No. Absorb yourself. Forget the world, forget everything, forget the experiences. Go to that stage, the day in and day out. That image of God does not leave you for days together, not 1 day, 2 day, months together. You don't have to discuss to anybody. Enjoy that moment. Whatever you do, wherever you go, your mind is in God. Enjoy that moment. And then one day that will also happen. Bhagavan will be in front of you. So the process starts from chanting. Trusting the process. Chant, 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 chant. Dive deep into it. The name of Krishna is not different than his form. Is not different than his pastimes. Bilva Mangal Thakur was blind and seeing all the leelas, and he wrote it down. Be like that. If one sees otherwise, he must be considered untrained in absolute knowledge. This lack of absolute knowledge is called Maya. One who is not Krishna conscious is ruled by the spell of Maya under the control of duality in knowledge. In the absolute, all manifestations of the Supreme Lord are non-dual, just as the multifarious forms of Vishnu, the controller of Maya, are non-dual. So, empiric philosophers who pursue the impersonal Brahma accept only the knowledge that the personality of living entity is not different from the personality of Supreme Lord. The mystic yogis who try to locate the Paramatma accept only the knowledge that the pure soul is not different from the super soul. The absolute conception of a pure devotee, however, includes all the others. A devotee does not see anything except in its relationship with Krishna, and therefore his realization is the most perfect of all. तान्हारांगेरा शुद्ध किरण मंडला उपनिषद कहे तांड्रे ब्रह्म सुनिर्मला. What Upanishads call the transcendental, impersonal Brahman is the realm of the glowing effulgence of the same Supreme Person. Three mantras of the Mundaka Upanishad give information regarding the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They state, हिरण्यमय परे कोशा विरजाम ब्रह्म निष्कलाम तच्छुभ्रम ज्योतिषम ज्योतिष तद यद आत्मा विदोः न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्रमा तारकम नेम विद्योति भांति कुतो यम अग्निः तमेव भान्तम अनुभाति सर्वम तस्य भासा सर्वम इदं विभाति. ब्रह्म वैदम अमृतम पुरस्ताद ब्रह्मा पश्चात ब्रह्मा दक्षिणतश्चोत्तरेण अधश्चोर्ध्वं च प्रसृतं ब्रह्मै वेदम विश्वमिदं वरिष्ठम. Beautiful. Same thing, whatever I read from Mundaka Upanishad 2.2, 9 to 11. Same thing, Bhagavan has also spoken in Gita. This is talking about Bhagavan's Dham. न यत्र भासते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः. Where there is that planet which is not even illuminated by the sun or the moon or the fire. Tad dhama paramamama. That dham of mine is the param dhama. After going there, you don't have to come back to this planet. So this in one line he has spoken there. This in detail Manduka Upanishad is describing. In the spiritual realm, beyond the material covering, is the unlimited Brahman effulgence, which is free from material contamination. Now understand this, free from material contamination. So there is this thing people say, oh, from when you cross this material world, there is an ocean or there's a river that is called Viraja river. People say like, okay, you have to cross the Viraja river and then you go to the Vaikuntha planets. Got it? But you must understand, in Sanskrit, when they use words, certain words, they don't to say this is just a nadi. Viraja. Viraja. Raja means it comes from Raj. Viraja means opposite of Raja. Viraja. Viraja means uh, a female form, feminine words. So in Sanskrit, there are male words, neutral words, feminine words, like that. Words are male, female. So Viraja, Viraj or Viraja. So Raja means, right? Sato guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. And Rajo guna is the main guna. That binds us. So who can go to Vaikuntha? Those who are beyond this Rajoguna, beyond the Satoguna, beyond the Tamoguna. They can cross the Viraja. Understand this. Viraja means who has gone beyond all sorts of passion. Rajoguna is the reason for your birth. Rajoguna is the reason for your birth. Who has gone beyond Rajoguna. That person can cross the Viraja. Viraja means going beyond the modes of material nature. That is the meaning of Viraja. And then Vaikuntha. So that is one thing. In Hindi we call Kuntha. You know what Kuntha means? Suffocation. मैं बहुत कुंठित हूँ. कुंठा हो रही है. In the world, we always feel suffocated. What is Vaikuntha? Going beyond suffocation. Now, why do we feel suffocated in the world? Because of thousands of desires bothering us. To tackle one desire, we bring up another desire. And that desire will come with another problem. I was in Badrinath. Time is up. I'll just say. I was in Badrinath. I was meditating, and then I met one lady sannyasini. So, when you look at the sannyasini, they are in their orange robe, and then she spoke. So I was meditating for a long time, and then when I opened my eyes, and then she looks at me. So I'm here going from America, sitting in Badrinath. For me, that moment is like, I want to make the most of the moment, because when will I come to Badrinath next? I don't know. That was my first trip. After that, God was very kind. He sent me many times. But the first trip, and every trip, not only first trip, every trip, every time, I sit like, I don't know when I'll see it next. I value that moment so much. So there was this lady. Now she's become a friend. Every time I go, I see her also. So this lady comes and sits near me, and then she was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't know how long. Then I opened my eyes, and she's like, and she had some siddhis, okay? She could read. So she looks at me and she's like, oh, I see Bhagavati Pitambara. Do you pray to her? Bhagavati Pitambara is Baglamukhi. Do you pray to her? So I'm like, once upon a time I used to. And she is my father's Devi. So yes, Bhagavati Pitambara, yes, I've done the sadhana. So maybe you might have seen it. Oh. Then she started telling a lot of things, because Siddhas, they can give, they can read. After all that thing, she's like, I need some money because I want to buy a lamp. Ghee also, and lamp also, for my little hut which I have. I'm like, okay. And then she started telling her story. She got initiated in the Shankaracharya Parampara and everything. I'm like, okay, wonderful. So I took her. So she took me to a grocery shop. I bought her. After that, next day I sat again to meditate. So she had not come. Another lady came. She's also wearing the orange garb, and she's also doing a japa and everything. So after my meditation was over, she came to me. She's like, did that other lady whom you met, did she take you to the shop? She might have asked you for lamp and ghee. I'm like, yeah. Don't fall for such things. She's like this only. So this lady started gossiping. And so both are sannyasis, okay? And both are from Shankaracharya Matha in Badrinath area. So I'm here coming out of my meditation. I looked at her. I'm like, Mataji, it's okay. I'm just coming out of, I'm just in the state of joy. Don't disturb me. Yes, she asked me money. I was here yesterday. I had the money. I gave it to her. I request you don't talk. If you have any requirement, I'll give you also. Then she's like, yeah, give me this, give me that, give me that. So I took her also to the grocery shop. I gave her. But when I went back to my room, I was living in a hotel there, I went back to my room in the night. I'm thinking both these incidents. I'm like, here they have come, leaving everything in search of God. But here also, that nature is not going. That Rajoguna is not going. Immediately, you see, I'm coming out of meditation, and immediately you're just waiting to talk something bad about the other lady. If it was a world, I would have like accepted, okay, this is normal. But with a orange garb and seeing you meditating and holding the mala, I don't like this. Then I realized when I was sleeping in the night, I'm like, you have to work on that guna, rajo guna. Work on that. If somebody works on the rajo guna, while they are living in the world also, they will be living in Vaikuntha. They will not be suffocated. But if somebody is not working on that rajo guna, then even if they are in the Himalayas, getting that great opportunity of sitting in Badrinath Dham, they're still in Rajaguna. No, they're still in Kuntha. From where will I get my next bread? They're still looking for somebody to come and give something to them. They're still in Kuntha. A person who is in Vaikuntha, he is in Vaikuntha while living on earth. No expectation. Whatever God gives, I'm happy. I'll work every day. And wherever God has put me, that's the best place for me. When you live like this, free in your mind, then there is Vaikuntha in your family life. There is Vaikuntha while living in the world. And when you leave the body, you will go to Vaikuntha because you practiced living like that. You practice living like that. So how do you reach to Vaikuntha? When you work on your Rajoguna. When you worked on your Rajoguna, you have crossed the Virja. You've gone beyond Rajoguna. You have crossed the Virja. Now you reach the Vaikuntha planets. And that Vaikuntha planet, how do you experience? In this body itself as the Brahmajyoti first, then the localized Paramatma second, and then as Bhagavan himself. That Bhagavan you will see everywhere. Everywhere. Then the Himalayas and your home become one. I'm telling you. I meditated in New York thinking I'm in Himalayas. I'm in Himalayas. The snow outside made me feel like that. That's how you have to live. Work on the gunas. Nistre guna bhavarvin. In the spiritual realm, beyond the material covering, is the unlimited Brahman effulgence. These are all big things, but this can be experienced while in the body, which is free from material contamination. That effulgent light is understood by transcendentalists to be the light of all lights. In that realm, there is no sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity for illumination. Indeed, whatever illumination appears in the material world is only a reflection of that supreme illumination. That Brahman is in front and in back, everywhere spread around. In the north, in the south, in the east and the west, and also overhead and below. In other words, that supreme Brahman effulgence spreads throughout the material and the spiritual skies. So we will end it up here at text number 12. Tomorrow we will understand it more. Let me see your comments and then we'll stop. Sai Lakshmi writes, spirituality is very systematic and scientific process. Just to be able to sit down and calmly chant or meditate, all other things should have been put in place, like diet, habits, throughout day, proper sleep, proper organization of daily home and office duties. This is very difficult for me, ma, dear ma. Practice, practice, practice. Abhyas yogena. That is what Bhagavan has taught. It will happen. Practice, practice, practice. Balance. You're taking um, too much, too much into yourself. You're thinking, oh, this has to be done, that has to be done. No. Whatever you can do within your means, Yatha Shakti, do it. Bhagavan is not telling, even while you're working, as you said, you think that home and office are two different things and sadhana is a different thing. For me, everything is the same. Understand this. Home is also my sadhana. If I cook food, that also is my sadhana. I cook with that happiness because I first will make the plate, offer it to Bhagavan. And that prasad my family is going to eat. So cooking is sadhana. I go out for trips. I enjoy nature. And the joy that I get out of nature, because when I'm watching nature, nature to me is Mool Prakriti, is Devi, Shakti. I enjoy nature with that joy. Oh, I'm seeing my mother. If I see the mountains, I'm seeing over the Girdhari. So many Girdharis I see. Everywhere. Wherever I move, it's Girdharis. If I see the ocean, I'm seeing Vishnu. Wherever I do, wherever I go, whatever I do, for me, everything is a sadhana. I developed that. And now I'm saying I because I'm trying to personalize and trying to tell you, do not think these things are different. They are all one. Everything is sadhana. Everything is sadhana. This is what Bhagavan has taught in Gita. Yad karoshi, yad joshi, yad ashnashi, tapasyashi, yad dasi, yad tat krusha madarpanam. Yad karoshi, whatever you do. So as you said, work of daily homework, daily home chores, whatever you do, give it to me. Office, yeah, whatever you do in the office, send it to me. Yat karoshi, yat johoshi, yad asnasi, whatever you worship. Yad asnasi, you said, proper diet. Yeah, whatever you eat. You are sitting in the office and eating, you cannot offer prasad there to Bhagavan. No problem, I am Vaishvana. I am the digestive fire. Give it to me. Think of me. When you are sleeping, yes, that sleep is my Shakti. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nidra Rupena Sanstita. So even when I'm sleeping, I'm telling you, this is how I practiced. Even when I'm sleeping in Ma's lap. So that is my sadhana. Sleep also has become sadhana. Eating, giving to Vaishnavar Bhagwan. It has become my sadhana. Walking, wherever I walk, every place, every kan is Shankar, they say, or every little atom, it's Bhagwan. So whatever walking I do is my pradakshina, my sadhana. So whatever you said, diet is sadhana, habits throughout the day is sadhana. Whatever mudras I do, I'm right now I can't do any mudras, any namaskar, nothing. Whatever mudras I did, Bhagwan. It is all an offering to you. Whatever hand gestures, face gestures, smile, everything has been done to you. So habits throughout the day has become sadhana. Proper sleep, as I told you, yes, proper sleep is sadhana. Proper organization of daily home and office and duties is sadhana. So when we live like this and surrender everything to God in the night, then chill and sleep. That's what God has spoken about. Do your duties and surrender unto me. Sai Lakshmi writes, when we listen to great saints and your experiences, Ma, sometimes I fail to realize the amount of discipline that you have put in. Actually, I didn't put any discipline, Sachi, really, truly. I enjoy the process. As I told you, I enjoy chanting. So I just chanted. Whatever I do, I enjoy. That's all. I don't put any discipline. You'll see me the most undisciplined person, but because I enjoy, I can put hours in that. So that is what I want you to do. Enjoy the process. Don't be so serious. Enjoy the process. Be like Krishna, enjoying. Okay. All right. Jayanti writes unconditional love towards God. Yes, we have to develop that. Okay. So all of you have now a Krishnamai Ratri and Krishnamai day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Jai Ma, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.